Hey, we're live again at the studio in Reason Fitness. This is the Happy, Healthy Human podcast, where we believe everyone has something worth training for. I'm your host, Eric Freedom, and this is Luke, our head of education. And this is our You Got Questions, We Got Answers edition. Let's get right into it. First question, man. I eat clean. I eat clean all week and completely fall apart on the weekends. Is the binge undoing all my progress? Yo, that's a good question, dude.
That's a great question.
That's a real one.
Yeah.
I asked that one. I'm just kidding.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I know, but I struggle. I've struggled with that, like historically and
Yeah.
seasonally.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should answer this question from a frame of maybe 2 points of view. I think the first one is scientifically, like in actual numbers, and then also number 2, like really diving into like the binge part. So, I mean, I'm gonna answer it from a scientific standpoint, and like this is like as truthful as I can get it out. Is like, if you are truly eating clean, and by clean, I'm gonna assume that you're saying that your qualities of food are high qualities food. You're eating whole sources of foods, lots of veggies, high fibrous foods, nutrient dense, proteins. Then you falling apart on the weekends. Can your weekends offset the calories that you are consuming on the weekdays? The answer is simply yes. Okay, it doesn't take that much on the weekends to literally offset calories that you are consuming on the weekdays. So numerically speaking, yes, your weekends can be quote unquote undoing all of the progress that you eat in the ways that you eat and accumulate on the weekdays. Now, the question that I think is more important to ask here in terms of is the binge undoing all my progress is to ask yourself why you're unbinging. Why are you binging, essentially? So is the reason that you are binging because you're not eating enough Monday through Thursday? Or is the reason why you're binging through other forms of coping with stress, maybe low sleep, and maybe other things? And the reason why I ask that is because binging food can come from a multitude of sources. Number one, I would actually say sleep is a huge one, because when you get under 6 hours of sleep, you are actually mitigating the amount of leptin that is being produced in your brain. So most research is saying that under 6 hours of sleep, you are no longer getting the hormone that satiates you, that keeps you full. Okay, which is why 6 hours of sleep is going to be super, super important, or 7+, is because it actually helps you stay more full throughout the day when you are sleeping enough, which is the wildest statistic ever, but it's the truth, and that can cause a lot of binging, even if you are not, even if you are eating clean all week.
Can I pause you and insert something right there?
Absolutely.
It's funny because my wife, who is not a fitness coach or in the health and wellness field, but is married to someone like me, she gives me this advice when I feel like binge eating at night. She goes, when I feel hungry at night and I know I want to eat something, but I already know that like I shouldn't be eating, I just remind myself of what it felt like growing up when I didn't have anything options to eat, so I just went to bed. I was like, dude, that's like the most random fitness advice or like nutrition advice to give someone. But she's like, just go to sleep. She's like, you know that you're not hungry, you just feel like eating. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
between the two of us, I have the worst habit of eating at night, and it's rarely ever because I'm hungry. Like you could literally pretend like I'm the person that asked this question, like. And I'll tell you, like, when I binge eat, it's because, number one is stress. It's like I feel stressful and I want to eat something to make myself feel better.
I see.
Right? It's usually not because when the person says eating clean, what I think of is, when I eat clean, I don't necessarily want to binge eat, but when I under-eat clean food, I feel hungry at night. So it's like I didn't eat enough of the clean food.
For sure.
Then I will want to eat more.
Yeah.
At night.
Right.
So those two, right. I think I identify strongly with this experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that answers the question why, right? That's why you're binging specifically, right, at the end of the day. And I think it's going to be extremely important so I think for the person who's asking this question, the number one question you need to ask yourself is, why do you think you are binging? Is it a stress-related thing? Is it a sleep-related thing? Is it because you are actually under-eating all week long, and it's because your body needs the food on the weekend? You're craving food. So those are the 3 questions that I would ask yourself coming into that.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add other than I think the biggest thing of like eating clean too is, I think there's so many definitions of what that is. We have our definition back here of like how we recommend people approach nutrition, and it says that we fuel with care, prioritizing single ingredient, protein rich, unprocessed whole foods, and cooking most of our meals. That would be my definition of quote unquote clean. And I think if that's the majority of how you're eating, I genuinely believe that you're probably not going to want to binge eat out of hunger. And I think it's solving for, it's like you have to figure out where the binging is coming from.
Right.
Is the source of the binging coming from actual true hunger because you're undernourished?
Right.
You're underfueled?
Right.
Or is it just simply emotional?
Yeah. Or a habit.
Habitual. Yeah. Or you're bored, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, but I think we answered that pretty well.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if you have any questions, ask clarifying questions. We'll answer it on another episode. So, second question, similar kind of down the vein is, I overeat every night after dinner, even when I'm not hungry. Is something wrong with me? Or is this a willpower issue? So I overeat every night after dinner, even when I'm not hungry. Is something wrong with me? Or is this a willpower issue? I'll say first of all, like, there's nothing wrong with you, like whoever this person is. Unless there's something wrong with me too, right? Sometimes you got the munchies, dude. What you got? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I rarely would I ever believe that overeating after dinner every single night is like, does that actually say something that is, oh, like there's something inherently wrong with you because you eat something after dinner? No, like there's no way that that's possible. Everyone eats after dinner. I think it's more of a matter of figuring out what is the force mechanism that is causing you to still eat. So when someone would tell me, if I have a client telling me I'm not hungry I'm not hungry at the end of the day, but I still find myself eating snacks right before bed. Okay? Then the first question that I would ask them is, number one, I know you say you're not hungry, but based on what you are eating in the day, is what you're eating between the hours of 7 a.m. through, let's say, 7 p.m., is that enough for you to actually confidently say, I am not hungry, right? Because you cannot confidently say you're not hungry until you have looked at what you've eaten between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and said, yeah, I've actually eaten enough for me based on my goals in the day, in the last 12 hours. So I would question whether or not you truly aren't hungry, because you may not think that you're hungry, but your body may need more food. And those are very intertwined together. And for a lot of my clients in the past that have struggled with either binging or figuring out how to avoid late night snacking, a lot of people don't pay attention to their nutrition enough for them to learn to differentiate the two, being hungry and then needing food. Okay. Is it a willpower issue? It also could be a willpower issue. It also could be the fact that like you are in the habit of eating a lot at the very end of the day, and you are not used to exercising any level of self-control, and because of that, that sounds very harsh, but like if you are not used to exercising any level of self-control, even though you've eaten enough from between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., then exercising a little bit of self-control may feel like you are exercising a lot of self-control and discipline.
It's good.
You have anything to add?
I do, and mine is I have a confession. So I just typed this out right now. So 1 to 2 nights a week, I will put my kids down to bed, and I will scroll DoorDash.
Wow.
Like I will pick up my phone, and I will just like, and it's interesting because I would say that out of let's just say I do this 8 times a month while I scroll DoorDash. My wife, Diana, probably argue more. I maybe only order like once, if that, maybe twice, if that. But it's like, there's this like comfort in scrolling it. There's a comfort in scrolling the DoorDash and looking at like, oh dude, I could eat that. And I was like, as you were talking, what came to mind was, and I think parents will relate to this, is nighttime eating is often the only time that I feel relief. And when I say that is, I've been on all day doing everything for everybody else in my life, working a long day. 8:30
Totally.
p.m. is when the first time of my day, it's like it's a true me time and my wife time really exists. Like,
Yeah.
so I think it's if I can like summarize that, it's like it's the first point in my day where nobody needs anything from me.
For sure. For sure.
So it's like so what I do is like, and it's like I think also that's what makes me more hungry at night, especially when I'm underfueled.
Yeah,
When I'm underfueled for the day, it's like my body's already naturally kind of hungry. Right? I might be at like on an extreme deficit, and I'm like, oh man, like I need some kind of comfort, and that comfort comes from historically from food.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like a lot of parents might relate to that, where it's like your first moment of the day is when your kids go to bed.
Yeah, for sure. For
know?
sure. I also think from like a brain standpoint, like it's the first time in your day, especially if you're a parent or like some form of like busy professional, it's the first time in the day where you feel like you do not need to carry any more responsibilities.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So just by virtue of having no responsibilities after let's say 8 p.m.,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel the stress levels kind of
Yeah.
significantly decrease,
Yeah.
which will probably increase your appetite.
Yeah. Like I find for me, sometimes it's like the comfort of it actually helps me. It almost helps me like it's like a wind down rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I know for me, I got to find a better way to wind down.
Yeah.
Right. When I'm in those really stressful seasons, like
Right.
I default to like the comfort helps me to like bring the cortisol levels down a little bit
Right.
almost, you know. So
Right.
that was a real question. There's another nutrition one that kind of ties into mindset. Is I have a bad relationship with exercise. I punish myself with it after I eat bad food. How do I change that? That's good awareness, first of all.
Yeah. Have you ever punished yourself from eating bad food with exercise?
Dude, I gotta say that I have like never done that. I've joked about it, and I've heard people joke about it, like especially in gyms or in like functional fitness culture or CrossFit culture. You know, they go like, oh, if I eat this, it's like 50 burpees and like, or like, oh, like we used to joke like during the paleo era, oh, that's not paleo. You gotta go do this now because that's not paleo.
Yeah.
But personally, I've never like tried to make up my calories by over exercising, or like
Yeah. I mean, and also like I think it may be important to if you did the math on how much you would need to exercise in order to offset like a normal meal, you will realize very quickly that there is no way to exercise enough in a way that is sustainable to offset the food that you were eating. I'll give you an example. I just posted something on Instagram the other day saying that like 4 chicken strips plus an 8-count nugget from Chick-fil-A is about 590 calories. And if you do the math on what physical activity you would have to do to burn 590 calories, that might be close to 1 hour extra of biking at a pretty like at a zone 2 pace. You're dripping in sweat after 1 hour of biking in order for you to quote unquote offset that 590 calories. That's an hour of extra work just for eating that amount of food. And it's a very small amount of food. It's like probably this amount of food. So I think like that being said, it's like if you can come to terms and the acceptance that it is completely unsustainable for you to actually offset your exercise, offset your bad food with exercise, then we can kind of move forward from there and figure out a more sustainable solution for what it looks like for you to have a better relationship with exercise.
it's good. My thoughts on that were just what exactly is the bad food? First of all, is what are they defining as bad? Is it something that makes them feel bad, or is it just simply caloric excess that their body doesn't need, and they feel like groggy and it's like a food coma, right? And you're like, oh, I don't want to feel this way, so I'm gonna go and exercise to undo what the food coma, which is actually really hard to do. I don't know that you need to change. I know actually that's not what I want to say. I was like, that's not that I don't think you need to change your mindset, but one option is to just like what I do is if I overeat one meal, let's just say I overeat by like 1,000 calories. So what I'll do is like instead of letting myself be frustrated with I overate this, and that's really easy to do if you're eating like fried food or something with more oil, with higher fat, right? It's the calories just stack the double the amount of proteins and carbs per gram, right? So I think what I do is I look at, instead of looking at my what I just did in that very moment, I will zoom out for the day, then the last few days, and then the week. And when I allow myself to look at it from that macro view of like, oh well, how does this extra 1,000 calories fall within a 7-day rolling period?
Yep.
It's like now if I just take that, it's like, okay, I can't do the math that fast, but what's 1,000 calories divided by 7?
Right. It's just like 150.
So is it? Okay, so it's like, so it's like I'll just eat 150 less calories for the next 6 days to get it back. Or I can be a little bit more extreme. It's like, hey, the next 3 days, I have to eat 300 less calories per day, which is like, it's two less slices of bread.
Yeah, it's probably just like another 2 fish sizes of veggies.
I'll kind of parse it out. Yeah, right.
So
just replace those with some other things because I know that I made that choice now. And I think that's more of not of a mindset change, but like more of a tactical change of this would be a way to approach if you feel like you're overeating or eating bad foods. Like one way to tackle it is, instead of just trying to over-exercise, just control your nutrition and your fueling the next few days.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts on that?
I mean, one last thought that I think is going to be actually super important to have here is that it sounds to me like, from an emotional standpoint, there is a guilt that exists when you eat quote unquote bad food. And I think that the sooner that you can stop feeling that guilt when you consume quote unquote bad food, the sooner you can actually have a much more healthy relationship with exercise. And I would actually go as far to say that this person, whoever's asking this question, you need to focus on less punishment through exercise and more of changing the label you put around food as good or bad versus I would call it helpful or hurtful towards your goals. Okay, so reframe good and bad food to what is helpful and what is hurtful for me, right? Because what you're now doing is you're now saying that when you eat this quote unquote bad food, you're saying that you are now inherently bad. So reframe it as, does the food serve me or does it actually stop me from being able to get forward in my goals? And I think what that'll do is it'll free you also from having that poor relationship with exercise.
That's good. That's another episode of the Happy Healthy Human Podcast. You got questions, we got answers edition. Remember, everyone has something worth training for, and so do you. If this helped you, share it with a friend, someone who needs it. Keep training, and remember, stay happy, stay healthy.
See you guys soon.